All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Indy. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series hits Indianapolis Motor Speedway tonight for an 80-lap race. It's race number 10. It's the final race of the season. And do we have a champion yet? Nope. It may be determined on the last lap. Well, there's only one way to find out who that's going to be, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, the Buschwacker Series finishes up season number 2 tonight, race number 10, and it is Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Hang on, boys and girls, this is about to get fun. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here tonight. We got a good one here for you. This is the Buschwackers Series, and this is Indianapolis Motor Speedway tonight. And a very fun track. And who knows, man? Could be a first-time winner here tonight. You never know. Race number 10, final race of the season. It's an 80-lap race here tonight. And Indy is always a fun one. Very challenging track. Getting through the short chute. Mainly getting into turns 1 and 3 and then through that short chute. So you get a good run off the turn. So going to be a challenging one here at Indy. See, this is the final race of the season, and 80-lapper here tonight. Man, we have had an interesting season. I would say Darlington is one we could probably throw out and forget, but the rest of these races have been really, really good. So Indy is going to be a serious race here tonight for these guys, and you have it right here, flag-to-flag coverage here on TurnLeftTV. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, how about WordPress hosting, online store hosting, VPS hosting, or shared web hosting, also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. Thanks for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Man, we got a busy weekend of racing headed your way here on TurnLeftTV. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and then don't forget to smash the bell. That's an important one to do. And also share my videos with all your friends on the social media platform where you can share YouTube videos. More than welcome to share mine here at TurnLeftTV. IndyCar race headed your way tomorrow. 220 laps from Iowa Speedway. And it's race number 3 of that season, and an oval. First oval on the season. There are 3. And Iowa hits you in the face tomorrow, 220 laps. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is the IndyCar Series High Octane Racing League style, and it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV from Iowa. Saturday Night Thunder headed your way to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And it's Texas Motor Speedway 120-lap race number 9 of the season. And just 2 races to go, including Texas on that schedule. Charlotte's another mile and a half or so to finish out the season. We got 2 mile-and-a-half races. Don't forget to join me over at highoctaneracing.net if you want to get hooked up with us on Discord. Also see what the current point standings are and who is in the hunt to win the championship. Various seasons or series that we run. Come on and join us here at highoctaneracing.net. So we got about 2.5 minutes left to go here in the practice session. Let's take a look at the track here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 2.5-mile oval, of course. Who doesn't know Indiana and know Indianapolis Motor Speedway and know motor racing? Banking through the turns, 9.2 degrees. The straights flat. And don't forget the short chutes, man. Those are very, very important. Almost the key to this race this track is getting through the short chute. And that means good corner entry. Set yourself up for a good corner exit here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Let's take a look at the season standings coming into tonight's race. Franco Alvarez, 281 points, just a slim margin over Sean Jacobs. Dennis Hughen in the hunt as well. He's going to have need a little help from those guys up front, having some bad luck. Ed Palumbo just 21 points back in fourth. Preston Hassel not going to be here tonight. Sits fifth. See Bardelli Jr., Spindola, Givaldo Spindola, Craig Marizan, Tiago Gomez, and Gilmar Peixoto rounding out the top 10. Coming into tonight's race. Jim Willis, top of that second page. And we'll see page number 3. These guys, little part-time racers here as the weather has gotten warm. Looks like we have headed over to the qualification session. Todd Robillard is the first one out. Actually, looks like the practice session is over. Sorry about that. I'm going to keep my tower up there so I know what's going on, huh? I'm an amateur. Just ask my students. What the heck's he know about biology? Out, he gets online and streams. Ha ha ha. I get that all the time. Yeah, come out and watch it. Pretty cool streams, aren't they? All right, man. Indianapolis Motor Speedway getting over to the qualification session officially now. And remember, tonight's race is 80 laps. And I think positioning at the start is going to be really, really important. You want to make sure that you get a good starting position here at Indy. We will take a look at the keys to the race. These guys get ready to go out on qualifications. Corner entry. It's all about corner entry here tonight. That means getting through the short chute so you can get off the turns well and maybe get a run on the car in front of you. And that means you're going to have to use the draft as well. And then manage that traffic. Be patient here as you let this thing sort of get warmed up. You got to get yourself a good position on the track, find somebody to work with, and then make sure your pit stops are on point. Not really difficult to pit here at Indy, but you want to get on and off pit lane anywhere you go as quickly as possible. You're probably going to need to pit with somebody so you can have somebody to draft with when you come back off pit lane. Take a look at Franco Alvarez out on the qualification, or out on the track running his qualification time. Looks like he may be the first to cross the line here. Now he is our points leader. Looks like Alvarez with a 51.607, setting the mark for everybody else to make a run at it. Take a look at Ed Palumbo in his outlap here. Probably focus on Sean Jacobs as well. He is second in points. A little bit slower in that first sector for Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. mellow yellow sponsor machine. Jacobs has a 4th place run right now with a about a 52. Take a look at the board here. 51.924 for him. And Palumbo a little bit faster in that first section, or that third section of the run. He is 4th on the grid. Now Jacobs back to 5th, but this is the second lap for Sean Jacobs in the 24 car. Again, he is 2nd in points coming into tonight's race. And it definitely has a real shot of being able to win this. Now, what's helping Alvarez is we have a little bit of a light field here tonight. 52.074 for Sean Jacobs on lap number 2. Right now, 5th place for Sean Jacobs. Dennis Judic in the 47 car. Looking to bite into that maybe top 5. Dennis Judic, one of our Ukrainian drivers, hails from the city of Kharkiv. Here we go, Dennis Judic. He's got a good run here going, so let's see where he lands. 52.727. He is 10th on the grid. Keep your eye on Dennis Judic in that Saturday Night Thunder as well. He is leading in the points with just 2 races to go in that series. That runs on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take a look at Dana Grover here in the 89 car. Right now, 9th on the grid. Let's see this. This is lap number 2. Oh, slamming the wall in the 89. Hard contact with that right-hand side of the car. So that's going to scrub off some speed for the Dennis Judic. Gilmar Peixoto in the 3X car. Into 51.549. Alvarez, the top time. Peixoto a little bit off the pace there at turns 1 and 2. Sectors 1 and 2, I should say. Shoto looks like he may have a chance to move up here a little bit. That second sector was not very good, and actually looks like he has pulled that car off the track. Don't forget the IndyCar Series will be back in action for race number 3 of the season. We are at an oval this weekend, Iowa Speedway, 220-lap race. Racing starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're actually quals. The broadcast will start about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It should be a fun one. One of 3 ovals on the race schedule, and this is the first one. And we're going to have 2 races in a row at ovals. Next week we'll be at the Brickyard, Indianapolis Motor Speedway for 100 laps. So we have a score to settle with Iowa, and that's coming up tomorrow, 220 laps from Iowa Speedway, right here live on TurnLeftTV at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looks like those guys are done with qualifications, and so give us a chance to take a little bit of a break here. Again, thanks for coming in here and watching TurnLeftTV tonight. And let's get this party started. All right, we will take a look at the qualification results. Again, thanks for coming in. This is TurnLeftTV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. This is the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series, the final race of the season. Take a look at the qualification results as they have finished. Franco Alvarez, our points leader, starts up front where he wants to be. Claudio Bardelli Jr. outside row 1. Ed Palumbo and Todd Robillard, row 2. Jesus Iglesias, Sean Jacobs make up row 3. Dan Chessmore, Givaldo Spindler, row 4. Dana Grover and Dennis Shudich in row number 5. That's the top 10. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder will be headed your way tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be at Texas Motor Speedway for a 120-lap race. Race number 9 of the season. Just 2 races to go, and Dennis Uderson holds the points lead in the Saturday Night Thunder. Very good chance for him to win a championship, and it'll be his first one at High Octane Racing League, and we'll see if he can do it. Coming up on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Cup Series Saturday Night Thunder from Texas. We'll go on board here with Todd Robillard here in the 90 car as he goes down the backstretch. Got 6 minutes left in the warm-up session. Here you go, corner entry. Great example of how you need to get through this, into this turn so you can get out really out pretty well through the short chute, hit your marks there, and then get a good position to come off the turn. If you're behind somebody, this is a good chance to draft up on them and pass. That's the 90 car, the Sunoco-sponsored Camaro. Number 90, Todd Robillard. Right now, 3rd in the warm-up session. Sean Jacobs, the 24, is in the points hunt, man. He is 2nd in points and has a chance to win the championship here tonight, battling Franco Alvarez. We'll take a look at the point standings here. Quick look there. You see Jacobs just 5 points back in the 2nd position. Dennis Uderson is 3rd. He is 10 points back. He has a shot, man. I mean, but the problem is there's not a lot of drivers here tonight, so Franco's definitely feeling a little bit more comfortable about that. And I know Franco, he would want to battle it out to the last lap. Preston Hassel not able to make it. Epilombo, he is 21 points back, so probably a little bit out of the range for him to be able to pull it off. Bardelli Jr. 6th, Spindle is 7th. You see Marizan, Gomez, and Peixoto rounding out the top 10. Valdo Spindle out here on the track. He joined us earlier in the chat session. Wishing everybody a good luck there. So good to see Givaldo out tonight. And best of luck to him. 68 car, man, this would be a big win if he could get a win here at Indy. And it'd be his first win here in the Buschwackers series. That too would be huge for Givaldo. Keep an eye on the 68 car. Best of luck to him. Dana Grover racing from his new race rig. That's right. I think he bought one or built one or maybe a combination of the both. I've seen it. Looks great. Got the VR going on, VR headset. So he's got it. Maybe he's racing at Trax VR tonight. Maybe he did say that. So, but nonetheless, I've seen his sim rig. It looks great. And the cool thing about those sim rigs that are made out of that metal extrusion is you can add to it pretty easily. There are some places that sell that size of metal extrusion. You can just get it custom cut and buy the screws and mount stuff on that race rig. That'll be awesome. That's basically what I've done to mine. So best of luck there to Dana Grover tonight in the Toyota. 3X car, Jomar Peixoto, right now still running in that temporary scheme, man. We got to get him a little bit better scheme to come out with, but give him a custom paint scheme. He would like that. Jack Trawick joining us in here. He's picking Dana Grover tonight. Whoa, boy. That'd be big, man. That would be big. Let's take a look at Thiago Gomez in the 26 car. He's got that car up front pretty consistently, so he's got a chance winning here tonight. Don't forget old Jesus Barbecue Iglesias in the Orange Crush sponsor machine, number 22 car, one of our Brazilian drivers. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Jesus actually hails from the great country of Spain. He's relocated to Brazil, I believe. And, now kicking it around here in the Buschwackers series in the Orange Crush sponsored Camaro. He's been fast this season. He's got caught up in some bad stuff. Maybe he's had some connection issues along the way. But tell you what, man, Orange Crush sponsor Camaro could get a big win here at Indy tonight. A little bit of a light crowd tonight to finish out the season, last race of the season, and also getting warm here in the United States. A lot of people outside enjoying the nice weather. All right, man, I think we're about ready to go. We are about ready to go. Well, it is Indy tonight. Final race of the season, Indianapolis Motor Speedway 80-lap race. And the Buschwackers Series Points Championship on the line. I don't know who's got it, what it takes, but to win this championship. But there are several drivers in the hunt. I think we got 3 drivers potentially in the hunt for this championship. That's the command to clear the grid. All right, boys and girls, 80-lap race from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And the starting order here tonight. Franco Alvarez starts in P1 in the 83 car. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts in the 2nd position. Ed Palumbo starts 3rd. Todd Robillard will start in 4th in the 90. Jesus Iglesias in the 22 starts 5th. Sean Jacobs 6th. Dan Chesmore in the 00 starts in the 7th position. Javaldo Spindola starts in 8th. Starting in 9th is the 89. Dennis Schuderchin starts in 10th. Thiago Gomez 11th. And Jomar Peixoto starts in the 12th position. Looks like we're going to have to do a little bit of restart. Somebody got a damage here. Uh-oh, I just hit the wrong button. All right, a little bit of a technical in there. We got somebody we're waiting on rejoining the race here. Don't forget the IndyCar Series head your way tomorrow. Iowa Speedway, race number 3 of the season, 220-lap race. Qual start at 2 p.m., broadcast about 2 p.m. Thanks for being patient with us. A little bit of difficulties here. Just loading the grid. Blame it on me. I'm trying to do about 16 things at once, and I actually hit the restart weekend button. Saturday Night Thunder, head your way, is Texas Motor Speedway coming up. And 120-lap race number 9 of the season. Just 2 races to go. Dennis Hudichin has a points lead in that series. And he could walk away with his first championship here in the Saturday Night Thunder. All right, looks like these guys have fixed my mess up. Blame it on the broadcaster, man. Doing a little bit of live adminning as well. And I hit the wrong button, so blame it on me. Woo, boy. Free virtual coffee for everybody. And my secretary will pay for it. So I think we'll go through the starting order here again. We'll give you the keys to the race. Franco Alvarez in the 83 starts P1. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts second. Ed Palumbo third. Todd Robillard is fourth. Starting in the fifth position is Jesus Iglesias. Sean Jacobs starts sixth. Dan Chesmore starts seventh. Givaldo Spindler will start in the eighth position. Starting in ninth, Dana Grover in the 2089 cars. Dennis Schuderson starts 10th. Tiago Gomez 11th. Jomar Peixoto starts in the 12th position. Keys to the race here tonight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Corner entry, man. Got to get in those corners well so you can get through the short chute and then get yourself set up for coming off the turn down the long straightaways where you could use the draft. Manage that traffic. You got to figure out how you're going to work in the traffic, especially at the start and on restarts, and then make sure your pit stops are on point. Not hugely important here as far as the difficulty to get on and off pit lane. That's not the issue, other than coming off pit lane, maybe getting into the through the short chute area, can get into the grass and spin yourself out. So those are my keys to the race here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So I think we are ready to rock and roll. Pace car is going to come off the track this time by. And again, we're talking about Indy here. It's a 80 lap race. Race number 10, the final race of the season. And Franco Alvarez has the points lead. And he is on the pole here tonight. Going to lead the field to take the green flag. Pace car is off. And it's the final race of the Buschwackers Series season. And here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Alvarez down to the bottom line there as Bardelli Jr. squeezing him a little bit. He's trying to slip in that gap. And he does get in front of Ed Palumbo. So Ed Palumbo in third. Bardelli Jr. dives down to the inside and holds on to that second position. It was tough kind of running on that outside line, but now we're nose to tail there as Ed Palumbo now starting to peak on the inside down the backstretch. Palumbo's starting to get a look, man. I tell you what, he wants this championship as well, and he is in the hunt. He's to the inside. Bardelli Jr. going around, so Bardelli Jr. is taking the race lead off the turn as Ed Palumbo running in the third position as they come down the front stretch. Crossing the yard of bricks, Claudio Bardelli Jr., the leader. Got a little battle there behind Bardelli Jr. Back there in that fourth position, looks like Iglesias battling Robillard. And there might have been a little contact. Yeah, 22 of Jesus Iglesias and the 90. Todd Robillard getting together here. We'll take a look at the replay here, and I think we might have a spinning car here, but let's take a look at this. We got a yellow flag. We're going to take a look at this little incident a little bit earlier here. And then right there, dipping up into in front of the 90 car. But we've had a crash, it looks like. It might involve the 22 cars. We take a look at him. He's off the pace. And we under our first caution? No, we're not. But I heard the caution come out. Iglesias off the pace here, but let's see what's happened to him. But I heard the caution come out here. Right there, you see he gets into the back of the 54 car, it looks like. Those guys did a good job of getting around. But, definitely some issue there. Maybe carried a little bit too much speed. It looks like he carried a little bit too much speed onto the 54, got on the brakes, and it slid this car, and those guys did a great job, man. The 54 68 also gets by. Great job on their part, missing that stuff. I want to here take a look at Sean Jacobs and what he saw out of the front of his machine. White smoke right there. It does a great job of slipping through. And Givaldo maybe a little touch there at the back end of the 24 car, but those guys keep it straight, and we are under green. And keeping it green. Good job on the, it looks like Iglesias is on pit lane, so maybe taking some service here, definitely getting some new tires. So Iglesias did a good job, really, of keeping that car out of the wall. We'll take a look at this issue again. He just gets on the brakes there to keep from getting into the 54 car, and then he slides across the track, and look at these guys missing. Wow. And he does a good job of really holding his composure. He does end up getting into the guardrail there on the inside. And maybe that's why he's come down pit lane. Bardelli Jr. is our leader, as Franco Alvarez runs in the second position. Dan Palumbo third, Robillard fourth, and Dan Chesmore in the 00 car, leading a little bit of a pack there, but he is in the fifth position. Looking out of the back of Dan Chesmore's machine, you see Sean Jacobs and Givaldo Spindola running sixth and seventh. Little pack of cars here hoping to use the draft and tighten things back up a little bit. Just ahead is the 90 car. Todd Robillard running in the fourth position. Givaldo having a good run here. He is running in P7 in the 68. And I'll tell you what, this race program has really been improving, not only here in the Buschwackers series, but also the Saturday Night Thunder as well. Man, I'll tell you what, he has really shown some improvement here in the 68. Down to the inside, very tight battle there in front. You see Jacob starting to put a little pressure on Dan Chesmore. Looking out in the front of Givaldo Spindola's machine. Givaldo at the wheel. Jacobs going down to the inside. He's starting to put a little pressure here. The 00. And there's contact there. They spin. There is contact. I wondered, man, if you're going to be able to pull off that pass. But Givaldo seems to slip by. He might have to give that position back. But we had an incident there. It looks like Sean Jacobs and Dan Chesmore get together. Jacobs is off the pace here in the 24 car. And, man, so something went on there as Jacobs came around. Take a look and see what happened here as Sean Jacobs trying to make that pass on the backstretch right there, gets into the 00, and he slides up the track, or slides down the track, gets into the 24, and the 24 hard contact. And look at that, Udichin getting by. Oh, the 26 through the grass to miss that as well. So we'll take a look here a little bit, another incident. It looked like the 00 got into the 24 and then oscillated back, really kept from trying to get into the wall, and gets into the 24 here, and then Sean Jacobs goes flying into the guardrail. And watch this move right here, the 26 car to the inside. Look at that right there. Did a great job of missing that. Iago Gomez now to the front of here's take a look at that incident there. As it kicks off, here's on board here with Thiago Gomez. Watch this move. Cagey move down to the inside right there and misses that 24 car. He does get into the wall, though. That is a tough break there for him. Let's get into the wall. And also, Gilmar did a good job here, I think, of getting woed up and missing this action as well. Take a look at the 3X machine on his way through. He gets up to the high line, and then there's almost some contact right there. You see the 24 smacking the wall, or the 26 smacking the wall. We go back to live here. And looks like Chessmore might have taken responsibility for that caution flag. All right, here we are, lap 8. Little caution flag. Almost had one earlier. And Jacobs has been on pit lane taking some service, and I think he's having some trouble still. Jacobs here coming around, and this is some more trouble there for the 24 car. So one thing leads to another for the 24, and he is in the hunt for the championship, so you got to wonder what this does for him. He's got to hope for a little bit of bad luck. He's got some right side damage to that car. Going to have a little bit of a bad luck on the part of Franco Alvarez to have a shot at this, but never count the 24 car out. Bargelli Jr. is the leader of the 83. Franco Alvarez is in second. These guys now coming down pit lane, or hedging that they are. You got some guys on pit lane. So Bargelli Jr. will lead this field down pit lane to take some service. So you see the 24 car coming down pit lane. Dennis Uderson staying out here to get some laps led. Yeah, Palumbo now coming back out on track. Said he missed his pit stall, I believe. There were some issues there for him. He's lost some track position, that Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. Now behind his 68 car. Givaldo Spindola is up to the 6th position. Uderchin in the number 47, Buffet, I Love Kharkiv, Toyota. He is the race leader. Jesus Iglesias up to the 2nd position. Bargelli Jr. 3rd. Franco Alvarez is 4th. Todd Robillard rounding out the top 5. Jacobs back on pit lane. You see Gomez also, Chessmore and Gomez also on pit lane. So we've got 3 cars on pit lane. Looks like Chessmore has finished up his pit stop. See the 26 go by, and again, Sean Jacobs, pretty extended pit stop for him. He does not look happy in that machine, that's for sure. So Uderchin might be staying out. I can't imagine this, man. Maybe he's going to duck down here and start in the back. But older tires here. I know we don't have a ton of laps on these tires, but still, I want fresh tires every chance I can have them here in this kind of this shorter field tonight, or slim down field here tonight. I'd go in and get tires, risk the starting in a little bit further back. I mean, you might start mid-pack, whatever the case may be, but here you are on older tires. If you have a long run, you're going to be in big-time problems. Iglesias also stayed out, I believe. Bardelli Jr. did pit. Now he'll start in the third position on the inside line behind this number 47 car. Now the 47, Dennis Schuderton, will he choose the inside line? Will he choose the outside line? Going to have lane choice here. So who knows, man. He might duck down pit lane, take some tires and fuel, start in the back. Not sure I would have done that, but definitely wouldn't have stayed out. I'll be honest with you. I would have, looks like Schuderton in the 47 is coming down pit lane. So maybe he's listening to me on the broadcast. I've raced a few laps before. I know what the deal is. And so has Dennis Schuderton. He's got a lot of laps, not only in stock cars, Indy cars, GT3 cars, just about anything. Dennis Schuderton can get in and drive it. Claudio Bardelli Jr. has elected to take the inside line. That puts our points leader, the 83, Franco Alvarez, up on the outside line. Robillard will start in the third position. Givaldo Spindola keeps moving up. He starts in P4. And we've got some guys who have ducked down pit lane here to maybe take some tires here and a little bit of fuel and have a little bit more fuel in the tank if we start thinking about fuel mileage race here. Bardelli Jr. has elected to take the inside line. Now, I think you'll see these guys probably this early in the race. At least I would probably just try to get in line, find a rhythm, let these tires come in, and then go racing here. But I think single file will be your best bet here early on in the race. Now, if this were 10 laps to go, I'd say, hey, go for it double wide as long as you can until you get around that guy. But we are pretty early here. Looks like Schuderton and Thiago Gomez have caught back up to the field. Schuderton in 8th, Gomez in 9th. Jacob's still on, he is one lap down, so he's come off track. He's going to be in the lucky dog position and probably will maintain that as we will see a car probably go a lap down, or maybe not. He might not go a lap down. But the 00 car will have to make a pit stop. Or a drive-through, I should say, not a pit stop, but a drive-through penalty for causing the caution and that caution causing damage to some other car. So that's the rule here in the Buschwacker Series. Trying to clean up caution flags. That's our way of doing it. Look at Pedro Gomez Sports Racing.
Green flag, go, go, go.
In the chat session as we're back to green. And Robillard on the gas there in the 90. He wants to slip by Franco Alvarez. And this Sunoco sponsor machine looking pretty racy here as Franco Alvarez running in third has to tuck in. So the 90, Robillard gets through, takes over P2 as Alvarez now backs or falls back to the third position. And Palumbo running in the fourth spot in the 54. Looking out of the front of his machine, you see Franco Alvarez in P3. Robillard is second, and our leader is Claudio Bardelli Jr. This guy's starting to run away a little bit from P5. And it looks like Chesmore hard on the brakes to come down pit lane to do his drive-through penalty in the 00 Jegs sponsored Toyota. Nose to tail here at the top four. 19, Claudio Bardelli Jr. is the leader. Robillard looking very fast in that Sunoco sponsor machine. Franco Alvarez. Oh, as Robillard tucks out here, he's going to look like he's going to go for it. Into the turn. Bardelli Jr. hard on the throttle on the outside line, but I'll tell you what, Robilard's got a run on the inside. Couple KG veterans here going after it, and the 90 car going to pick up that spot. So the 90 car had to work for that one, but he is now in P1. On board here with second place car, Claudio Bardelli Jr. Got a good run down the front stretch into turn 1. He want that spot back as this Sunoco sponsor machine gets credited with leading that lap. Coming off the turn. And now Franco Alvarez starting to put a little pressure here on the 19 car. So Franco Alvarez, not only does he want to win the championship, he wants to win this race. On board here with that Tire Pro sponsor, Camaro. Says, hey, I see what you've done, Claudio. You've switched from the Camaro over to the Mustang. I cannot cut you any slack anymore. No manufacturer stuff here, buddy. You're not going to tuck in on our Camaro dominance. And we might have a caution flag coming out here.
Yellow.
Dennis Shudichin into the wall. Dennis Shudichin in the 47 car is in the wall. We're under second caution flag, and it's lap 15. Something happened to the 47, and he is off pace. As Todd Robillard will take the caution flag here in the early moments of this race. We'll take a look and see what happened here. Something with looked like Dennis Shudichin have some had some problems. See the 47 car, it looked like kind of the same idea, man. He had a good run on the 26 and the 3X, and it got in pretty hard, got onto the brake, shifted the weight to the front of the car, and the back end came up off the ground. Does a good job of keeping out of everything, Ro. He was on for a ride. I think those chrome rims on that machine, man. It looks gangster. Look at this. It gets into the turn pretty hard right here, and the back end's going to come loose. And he is on for a ride. And it's still not over. He said, yep, I can turn it this way. I can turn it that way. I can turn it every way as long as I keep it out of the wall. Get out of the back of Gilmar Peixoto's machine. You see Udichin. I think maybe he thought he could get into that spot there. Didn't really realize the Peixoto might have been coming down. We take a look at Peixoto in the 3X. Now we'll take a look at out of Thiago Gomez's machine. You're going to see a whole lot of Dennis Udichin right there. We'll back this up. Take a look at Udichin right here. He tries to slip into that spot, and then Peixoto might have played a little defense. So I don't know, man. Risk versus reward time right now as we go back to live. We'll take a look and see where our points leader is. Take a look at the Robillard shown as the race leader here in the 90. Claudio Bardelli Jr. second. Alvarez is third under a second caution flag. It's so hard to pass here, man. You got to try to take some, risks. But there is some room here, too, as we saw with Dennis as he tried to slip into that spot as it looked like Peixoto coming down there, maybe doing a little protect. Try to slip behind Thiago Gomez. As those guys seem to be A-OK. The 26 sort of averting disaster. Take a look at the 22. Jesus Iglesias, the Orange Crush sponsor machine. As these guys come down pit lane. We got some pit stops underway here. As you see the 00 coming back down pit lane, or making a pit stop there. You see the 89, Dana Grover, coming back out. There's Gilmar Peixoto as well. Sean Jacobs got the lucky dog, so great news for the 24. He is back on the lead lap and maybe hoping to get some points led here. Now, I don't know whether the 22 is going to play a little cat-mouse game with him, but I know if Sean Jacobs wants to try to get those bonus points, let's see what the 22 does. Jesus Iglesias. Don't forget, man, the IndyCar Series will be back in action tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be at Iowa Speedway for a 220-lap race. It's race number 3 of the season. And this could be a big one, man. The first oval of 3 ovals on this IndyCar Series season. And we got Indy coming up next week, so 2 ovals in a row. And then we hit the streets of Detroit. So Iowa Speedway 220-lap race coming up tomorrow right here on TurnLeftTV at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sean Jacobs dipping down a pit lane. So he has said, okay, I wanted to try to maybe lead those laps, but at least I'm back on the lead lap. The Cal U sponsored Camaro on pit lane here to get fresh tires and fuel, and hopefully he's got that damage repaired on his machine. See the 24 on pit lane. That'd be great if they had animated pit crews in this game. I mean, we have animated flying saucers and animated blimps and birds and everything else. We might as well get an animated pit crew in here. Nobody's really looking at birds. Let's look at some people running around our car. Come on. We had that like 20 years ago in a sim. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Anybody feel me on that? Who in the chat, as we see JJ in the chat, we see Pedro Gomez Sports Racing, Laura, Jack Trowick, Ordelli Jr., Preston Hasselman in here, Fireball Flash Racing, that is Dana Grover. But hey, who wants animated pit crews? Vote for animated pit crews. Let's do it. That's what we're going to say. Vote for animated pit crews. Thumbs up. There we go. I'm doing the thumbs up. We want animated pit crews. I know Jesus Iglesias wants animated pit crews. He's on. He's at P1 right now in the 22 car. Barbecue. Orange Crush. This would be a huge win for Barbecue. Probably a lot of people barbecuing in the infield here. Oh, man, look at that. Got the tower. You fly the camera around. Take a look at the surroundings here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is home for me, in case you didn't know. Live about 45 miles away. I've been to Indianapolis very, very many times. Went the first 10 years of the Brickyard. From year 1 all the way through year 10. Then I stopped going. I don't know why. Guess I just didn't like crowds. And there were a couple of those Brickyards where it was absolutely scorching outside. And I remember taking a washcloth with me and just dipping it in the cooler and basically wearing the washcloth because I was dying of heat stroke. I was like, I'm too old for this. Used to camp out, stay the weekend and so forth, camp a tent, use a tent and so forth. And we had a camper one year and made a big weekend of it. A little bit too old to do that now. Retired early. Knew I was going to get myself in trouble because there's some wild stuff that goes on the night before out in the Coke lot at outside Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Coca-Cola lot, parking lot where everybody camps. All right, Jesus Iglesias, the leader. A couple Chevys up front. As the 19, Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts in the 3rd position. Rico Alvarez in the Camaro, 83, starts in P4, and he is our points leader. The pace car is off. Here we go, getting ready to go back green. Iglesias will lead the field to take the green flag.
Green flag, go, go,
There
go.
we go, back to green. Iglesias into turn 1, down to the inside as the 90 trying to find a place to peek in. Bardelli Jr., he wants to win this race. He's not going to give an inch here. Bardelli Jr. on board here with him, as you see. Todd Robillard. Alvarez back in that 4th position. Robillard is in 2nd. Jesus Iglesias, our leader. Iglesias through the short chute. Turn 4. Jesus Iglesias, but the 90 is pressuring hard. Chesmore to the inside of the 47 car. Dan Chesmore in the Toyota. Trying to get around Dennis Shutichin. Shutichin a little bit squirrely in that 47 car. See Dana Grover up the track. He might have gotten into the wall. Dana Grover off the pace just a little bit. He had gotten up into the wall. Looks like he has recovered. We got a battle for the race lead as Robillard getting around. Jesus Iglesias is sideways on those older tires. I think Iglesias got a little bit older tires here.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We got a yellow flag. Another yellow flag, my heavens. This guy's racing pretty hard here early on. Now, settle down, boys. We got a little ways to go. Something going on here with Thiago Gomez in the 26. He is off the pace. In that Napa sponsor machine. Take a look and see what happened here. It looked like he spun. Oh, man, almost got into Chesmore. That was, we were on board with Dan Chesmore at that time. Gomez was losing positions, maybe. Looks like he gets wide right there, but I think that happened. That started precipitating a little bit earlier, it looked like. Take a look here as 26 car absolutely sideways right there and almost gets into the chessboard, saves it. At least saves Chessmore. See right here, get into the turn. He just gets into kind of a bad angle. 24 is below him. And then snaps back into the wall right there. Sean Jacobs was able to sneak through this. Watch on board here with Sean Jacobs. The 26 car snap it around right there. And what a heads-up move by Chessmore. And Chessmore, watch this, working this wheel. Good heads-up move right there. Keep from making contact with the 26 car. That was a little bit of a gangster move there by Chessmore. Watch this. See the 26 coming back around. Chessmore moving to the left, just out of the way of the 26 car. Back to live here as Robillard is the leader. He's going to have to simmer down now. Tard Robillard is the leader here in the Buschwackers Series race at Indy, final race of the season. And we'll take a look at the point standings coming into tonight's race. We've looked at those a little bit earlier. We'll take a look at as they stand. Alvarez has a 5-point lead over Sean Jacobs. Now, Jacobs has had some trouble here tonight, but now is in 8th. And we've seen a lot of caution flags here. I think we're on our 3rd caution flag, and we're only 24 laps in. So these guys got to get it figured out here and take it a little bit easy. I see a lot of guys are trying to dive it into a spot, and they're getting the car, the back end wanting to come around on these guys, and they are getting it up into the wall. Gomez, he was up on the outside line racing pretty hard. But I think right now the best bet is try to do nose to tail and let the field stretch out a little bit. Work this track instead of trying to work traffic. Saturday Night Thunder will be in action again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Texas Motor Speedway in the Saturday Night Thunder Cup Series, race number 9 of the season. And a great series there. Racing will start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dinder Schuderchen has the points lead in the Saturday Night Thunder. Can he close out the season? He's got 2 races to go and a couple cookie cutters. See Texas Motor Speedway and Charlotte Motor Speedway. And so tomorrow night we'll be at Texas. Getting a lot of laps under caution, that's for sure. Not putting on a very good show. See Sean Jacobs now up to the 3rd position with these caution flags. And he figured his day was all but over. Now, Gomez is on pit lane, taking some service there, getting some repairs done to that machine. Probably a good idea. Definitely getting some fresh tires. Remember what I said my keys to the race were? Corner entry. We've seen a lot of guys, corner entry hasn't been so good. They've been trying to dive underneath other guys and maybe race a little bit too hard early on. With the corner entry, that'll give you a good exit out of that corner in through the short chute, so you can set yourself up for turns 2 and 4. And that means you'll be able to use the draft, come down the front stretch. And we have not seen a very good job of these guys managing traffic here so far. It seems like everybody early in the race wants to try to find some or make some risky moves. And we have had not a good green flag run yet. And if you were at Darlington, if we have another race like that, I think I might have to retire. That one was awful. Not sure we're going to race that track anytime soon, or we're going to have to send these guys through some training, or maybe require that they do a certain number of laps throughout the week to be able to participate in that race. That was a little bit of a mess. And it made me realize here on TurnLeftTV that I need some more filler material. 54, Ad Palumbo is up in the second position, racing there with Sean Jacobs in the 24 and Todd Robillard in the 90. KG veterans up front. Joe Arpachotto has gotten that car up to the fourth position. Don't forget, tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server that can handle big fields, well, EliteHostingUSA.com can provide you with a server, no matter where you are in the world, that would be in your location to give you your best connections. And don't forget, WordPress hosting, online store hosting, VPS hosting, and shared web hosting available through EliteHostingUSA.com. And that's who provides our servers here at HighOctaneRacing.net. Head on over there and join us, man. Get a quick link to our Discord server where we do most of our business. Also, who's doing what throughout the season. And pretty easy to navigate around this website. Come on over and join us. We'd love to have you. Now, looks like Robillard has elected to take the inside line. That puts Ed Palumbo up on the outside line here to go back green. All right, the 90. Robillard is elected to take the inside, and I think that's a pretty safe place to be. 54 is going to try to squeeze his car in between the 24 and the 90, and he might have a pretty good luck at this because the 24 is a little bit off the pace. He does have some damage, and I don't think it repaired all of the damage or was able to fix it where it's going to handle the same. And he's going to start in the third position. So we'll take a look at this restart. Getting ready to cross the yard of bricks and go green. Back to green here to lap 28. And there's a lot of room right there for that 54 car. 54 now getting his car down in the second position. So I think that 24 just not handling the way he wants it to. They're making, having contact earlier in the race. Seems like he's holding his own right now in the third position, but the 54 and the 90 had a good jump on that restart. And the 90 of Robillard in the Sunoco-sponsored Camaro leads the field coming off the turn. Peixoto's up the track. Peixoto up the track a little bit, and Givaldo's gotten through. Peixoto's had some problems, I think. They're bottled up here just behind, and Bardelli Jr. down to the inside. There's a lot of bottled up, a lot of checking up, I think. Things got bottled up there, but it looks like they've got it sort of worked out. Bardelli Jr. now going around, so Peixoto dropping another position here in this 3X car. I think I just kind of hang out there for a while and catch my breath. Jesus Iglesias going 2 wide here. They're going to go 3 wide before it's over with. Alvarez in this mix as well, but Iglesias to the inside. He's trying to get right by Sean Jacobs. And Iglesias got a head of steam here, and he does get by the 24 car. So Jesus Iglesias gets by the 24 of Sean Jacobs. Franco Alvarez back in the 5th position. He's now looking on the inside of the 24. Alvarez getting by as the 24 tucking in. Take a look at Franco Alvarez at the wheel. Jacobs wanting to get that spot back, but he may not have the car anymore. He is in the 5th position. Good little sequence of racing there. Go back and look at that. Go back and look at this after the restart. 22 to the inside of the 24. These guys were battling for position. And Iglesias ends up getting that spot as the 24 has to tuck in. And that started a little bit earlier. You take a look here. That got really, really racy as Alvarez was peeking in the middle of those guys. Oh, look at this, out in front of Franco Alvarez's machine. He was trying to split the difference there, I think, and that would have been a bad idea to go 3 wide into that turn. Alvarez elects to go to the high side with the 24, and then maybe forgets that the 24's got a little bit of damage he was dealing with. Take a look at Dan Chesmore here trying to rebound after an earlier incident. He and the 19, Claudio Bardelli Jr. running in 7th and 8th. Chesmore in the Toyota, now looking here to get around a 68 car. Feathering the throttle there coming off the turn. Now he's had some damage as well. Earlier incident. And then feathering throttle through the turns. The 19 car running behind him, and that is Bardelli Jr. in the Ford, and he's looking on the bottom side. Bardelli Jr. and Dan Chesmore battling it out, coming down the backstretch into the turn. And the 19 driving it hard through the turn. He's going to try to get 2 for 1 here. As the 68 on the high side, and it's 68. Is he going to be able to slip it in there? And he does. Holds on to that spot, but he does lose a spot to Bardelli Jr. Franco Alvarez and Jesus Iglesias having a little bit of a disagreement here. It looks like they had actually gotten into one another. We're watching a little bit of a replay of the pass, and we'll take a look and see what happened. Franco Alvarez and Jesus Iglesias get together. It looks like Iglesias might have come up the track and gotten into Alvarez. Oh! And then, oh no! Tons of, caught a lot of guys there. A lot of guys got damaged there, man. That was a mess. And then, wow, racing pretty hard there, very tight, and Iglesias hard into the wall. These guys come flying back across the track. See the 24 hit. Givaldo hits as well, and Dan Chessboard, Givaldo all tore up. And Alvarez missing his hood. The board here with Alvarez running down this backstretch. He just gets turned right into the wall. That is a hard lick, and then he is just absolutely going to get annihilated right here. Hood flying off, couple hoods flying off, and they're still wrecking. Chessboard had nowhere to go on that one. On board here with Dan Chessboard. He's going to take a hard lick. See, Bonda brakes hard and then just runs out of room. He runs over the back of man. Getting a little bit early, I think, to be racing this hard. There we go with another caution flag here. This guy's not making a very good show out of it. But that was hard contact for a lot of cars, and Alvarez definitely one of them. And that changes the ball game, I think, for Sean Jacobs, who's running in fourth. Alvarez took a really, really hard lick on that, and look at that. He's still having some trouble trying to get this car around to the pits. This car is absolutely annihilated in the 83. And Alvarez, definitely trouble for him, as you see also Givaldo on pit lane with a lot of damage in that machine, and Alvarez with some damage as well, missing the hood, and I think this car is just not driving right. See, he's having trouble really keeping his car. Look how he's driving all the way to the left there just to keep his car from turning around. So he is going to be on pit lane for a pretty significant amount of time, and that opens the door for Sean Jacobs. You know, I hate that it's sort of turning out this way, but, you know, see Jacobs just 5 points back, and with the problems that Alvarez is having right now, after Jacobs had his trouble earlier in the race, now Alvarez has trouble. And I think Alvarez's troubles are much, much bigger. He is still on pit lane, and he might go multiple laps down. That car is absolutely destroyed. And we'll see as we see guys coming down pit lane here. And Jacobs going to stay out to try to ensure that he leads and gets some bonus points. Now, Alvarez already has the bonus points, and he is our pole sitter here too, so he's gotten some points for that. But he is spending a lot of time on pit lane. As you see Sean Jacobs going by. Alvarez now down a lap in the 83 car. See the 19 pitting as well. Sean Jacobs going to get the 5 bonus points, but he'll come down, get some fresh rubber, and probably not too worried about Franco Alvarez's situation now, that Franco is now down 1 lap and technically not even in the lucky dog position. But I think at this point, Alvarez has got to be thinking about a points championship potentially slipping away from him. And don't forget, he's got several championships under his belt, as does Sean Jacobs. Now, Jacobs has been with HORL for a long time, but Alvarez come in, young gun, one of our Argentinian drivers, and right off the bat has earned the respect of these drivers as well as he can get that car around the track. Never count him out, though, but he has got a tall order ahead of him. A lot on his plate now. You see the 24 and the 54 go to start, I think. Well, actually, the 54 probably has made that pit stop, and I think Sean Jacobs going to probably come down pit lanes. We're on board here with Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. And Sean Jacobs does come down pit lane in the 24. Sean Jacobs making a pit stop, said he's got a little bit of damage to repair in that 24 car. So he's got damage as well. So Ed Palumbo is our leader. Bardelli Jr. is second. So looks like Palumbo in the 54 is the leader, as Bardelli Jr. in the 19 is second. The 90 of Robillard is third. Dana Grover. Haven't talked too much about Dana Grover here tonight. Got a new sim rig. I don't know if he bought it or built it or a combination of both, but he's excited about that, and I think he is racing at Trax VR tonight here in the Buschwackers series. So shout out to Trax VR and providing those guys a place to race. I believe they are in the, I think Dana from Canada, if I'm not mistaken. You see Dennis Schuderton coming down pit lane in the 47 car. Back up here at Dana Grover in the 89 car in the Toyota running in the P4. This would be a big win, man. I'm sure he is feeling great about having his own sim rig now. Saw the sim rig, looks great. Looks very similar to mine, other than you've got the black coloration. I've got the the aluminum silver color, gray, whatever you will say about it. I bought a SimLab sim rig, the GT Evo, I believe. And then I've actually gotten custom pieces made. I know what I want to do, like attach things, like a keyboard holder and so forth, and a place to mount that. And I've been able to build onto my sim rig. I also built a little bit of a kind of a bar on the side where I can mount my stick shift. And I also got a little coffee holder that I 3D printed for my sim rigs too. Actually, I didn't do it. I had one of the students at my school 3D printed the daggone thing for me, so that was awesome. I gave them $20 just for their effort and my appreciation too. It was amazing. Ed Palumbo has elected to take the inside line here on this restart. And we haven't had too many laps under green. It's unfortunate. We're not even to halfway yet, and I think we're on our fourth caution flag. These guys just need to settle down get some racing in. Get nose to tail, and like I said, let the pit stops cycle around and separate this field a little bit, and you can concentrate on racing the track. Pace car is off. Ed Palumbo will lead the field to take the green flag. Everybody wanting to get their spots as quickly as they can, get in and keep themselves or keep their track position.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, back to green. There's a battle there between Palumbo and Bardelli Jr. These guys leaning on each other. Leaning on each other here. Yeah, Palumbo and Claudio Bardelli Jr. swapping some paint on that restart. And who said be patient? It wasn't these guys. Unichin off the pace. He was in the grass, I believe. Not sure who that was in the yellow car, but they were off the track, it looked like. Unichin up the track here as the 24 tried to get by Franco Alvarez. Ahead of the 24 now, so Alvarez has picked up that spot, and now, actually, he doesn't have the spot. He's 2 laps down. Spot on the track now. Iglesias coming to do his drive-through penalty. As we are watching Ed Palumbo in the 54 lead the field. They settled that little battle between the 54 and the 19. Look at this. Givaldo's off pace a little bit. He was down on the inside. We're watching the 26 make a pass on Gilmar Peixoto. So Thiago moving up a spot. Now up to P5 as Gilmar falls back to the 6th position. Givaldo's had some trouble here. We'll take a look. They got all bunched up. Chessboard might have gotten into the back of him. They were all bunched up. Take a look here. This guy's getting into the turn. I don't know whether there was contact there or not, but Givaldo got on the brakes pretty hard, and there was contact there, secondary contact. Givaldo's finally spun around, I believe. On board here with Givaldo. See, Chessboard gets a little bit in the grass. Givaldo's got to run. This is coming down the backstretch. I don't know whether he had help or whether he just kind of did it himself, but this is something that was coming up. We're all right there. This guy's got really racy here early on. Chessboard goes to the inside. They were 3 wide right there. And I don't know whether it was contact. I don't think there was, really. Take a look here. There was contact there. And there was some contact, and that may have been what actually got him loose. There was definitely some contact. See, I don't know why, Franco was in the grass. Here's Givaldo. He got hit a little bit earlier. And right there, the contact. We're running into him right there into the turn. And then it gets him cattywampus up the track. And that's really what I think for the most part brought out the caution flag. Then Givaldo there trying to hold on to that. And there was a wreck a little bit later than that, I believe. All right, these guys got a little bit of a lecture there, I think, on some rough driving and just some patience in general, man. Just a lot of what's going on here has been impatience, and these guys have, whatever they've caught here in the last couple of races, they need to get rid of that or get a treatment for it. Edders Magel, look at that guy. Edders Magel joining us in the chat. Holy smokes, Edders Magel. Good to see Edder. Good to see Paul Brown, JJ in here. We get old Edders Magel out here again, man. What's he drive? The Jack Daniels car. That's right. Maybe he's having some Jack Daniels and watching the race here tonight. You got to take a shot. If you had to take a shot for every caution flag there's been, you would be in big trouble right now, Edder. You definitely need somebody to drive you home, that's for sure. Good to see Edder and Paul. HDARG Racing. See Sean Jacobs coming down pit lane. Gilmore on pit lane as well. See Sean Jacobs ducking into his pit stop. Taking service in that Vulcan's sponsor Camaro. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series will be coming up tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Iowa Speedway. The first of 3 ovals on this 10-race season. Race number 3, a short track, 220 laps. And fingers crossed on this one. Got a lot of guys that really do a lot of IndyCar racing, but they do a lot of road course racing. And they're going to be facing their first oval with the rules. And we gave them strict instructions. Make sure they read the rules. And, we got some things in place to try to get these guys to make it a clean race. But it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series back in action at Iowa Speedway. Little oval action for these guys. One car out of the race. Dan Chesmore has retired his machine. He probably maybe felt that caution flag was on him, or he just said, hey, I got enough damage or, frustration, enough caution flags in general, whatever the case may be. So I hate to see that, but I'm sure he'll be back next week to start the new season. So you guys coming down pit lane. Looks like Dennis Udichin might be coming down pit lane. Ed Palumbo on pit lane as well. Bardelli Jr. has gone to the inside, and that puts Dana Grover up on the outside line in the 89 car. So the 19, he's been fast, really has, for the most part, kept his car out of a super big amount of trouble. So he might be okay. He might be all right. I think his car is in pretty good shape. Dana Grover's is also pretty good shape. Robillard as well. Gomez has been able to kind of avoid some of the problems too. His car is in pretty good shape. So the 19, Claudio Bardelli Jr. will lead the flag or field to take the green flag. And again, I think what these guys can do, I gave them a little bit of a talk here, maybe a little pep talk. And hopefully they take some of my advice. As the pace car comes off, Bardelli Jr. will lead the field to take the green flag. Start lap 47.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Back to green. As Bardelli Jr. dives into turn 1. And Dana Grover caught up on that outside, and that is an uncomfortable place to be. It really is, as now Gomez gets by, but Grover tucks in the 4th position. It is uncomfortable at this track to be up on the high line, especially getting in through the short chute, so forth. Can be a little dicey. These guys have gotten this nose to tail. Grover going to the outside, giving a look. Here, a couple Toyotas battling it out. Just ahead is Gomez in the 26 car. Running into 3rd position. Jesus Iglesias running in P5 as Grover a little bit shaky there coming off the turn. As that's going to give Jesus Iglesias room here to breathe on the inside line to try to get around Dana Grover. Grover up on the outside. As the 22 gets by. Grover now falling back to the 5th position as Jesus takes over. Jesus takes over the 4th spot. So Jesus trying to get that car back up to those front 3. Iglesias sideways there, driving that car pretty hard. Again, he seems to be driving that car pretty hard here, and I think this car might be a little bit loose. Looks like getting into the turn. Oh, no! Grover in the outside wall. That thing got way loose on him. Dana Grover holding on here. Sean Jacobs gets by. Dana Grover off the pace just a little bit. He has gotten into the outside wall hard. Right side contact for the 89 car. That was a huge wobble. As now Unichin in the 47 car trying to get by on the outside, not able to do it. But Dana Grover had some trouble. Take a look here as I watch Iglesias go down to the inside and Grover up on the outside line. This is where they swap spots. And then Grover is going to end up getting into the outside wall. This 89 car. We got a yellow flag. We're watching this. As Iglesias gets loose there. Let's take a look right here, and I don't know whether there was contact there or what, but it looked like it looked like he just got a little bit cattywampus there, got into the outside wall. So looked like maybe some connection issues there brought out that yellow. So it looked like there might have been a connection there issue. There was no wreck, so it was a little bit of a warp. I did get a couple of little hesitations in the stream. So maybe there's something going on. They did drop a new build, and they said there were some problems, and then they supposedly sent out a hot fix for it, but maybe there still are some issues. Sometimes these guys, I think, at Studio 397 Motorsports games, they get a little bit ahead of themselves. And dropping stuff and don't really beta test it quite enough. Always gives us the option to go back to a previous build, but nonetheless, you start getting some stuff, you trust it, and then it ends up on race night maybe having some trouble. Saturday Night Thunder headed your way tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 120-lap race from Texas Motor Speedway. Race number 9 of the 10-race season. And this could be a big one for Dennis Schuch, and he is the points leader. There's 2 races to go in that series. Charlotte coming up next week to finish out the season and crown the champion. And Dennis Schuch right now has the points lead. Racing will start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is Texas. They say everything's bigger in Texas, and the win could be big, too. 120-lap race, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, May 20th. Thanks for joining me here on the YouTube channel. All those new subscribers, people continue to hang out with us here at TurnLeftTV. Got a rich weekend of racing headed your way. And please hit that thumbs up button, share my videos with all your friends, and then also down in the description of this race, click on those 3 links I've got there. One going over to the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Got one to the Sim Lab website, my affiliate there. I'm an affiliate for them, and if you'd like to buy a sim rig or some sim equipment and they've got what you want, please use my link. I'd appreciate that. And then also there's a PayPal link. Also up in the banner of the channel is a PayPal link if you'd like to send a donation to TurnLeftTV. It's a good quick link to use. Okay, thanks for joining us. Hit the thumbs up, get the videos more popular out there so more people see TurnLeftTV. And maybe you want to watch some more races here tonight. We've had a lot of filler material. I need some short little video clips. Problem is I don't have time because I have a real job as well. As you see these guys coming down pit lane. Thiago Gomez tucking into his pit stall. A little lag right there. At least on my end, anyway. I'm not lagging frames on the stream. It must be the the actual game. Gilmar Peixoto is our leader as we watch Dana Grover on pit lane, taking service in the 89 car. And Peixoto in the 3X, our new leader. So who's going to be the champion by the end of the night? Alvarez still in the 11th position, but he is back on the lead lap. That's bad news for Sean Jacobs in a sense. And he will get a wave around too. If Alvarez stays out, he's going to get the wave around. So he's back on the lead lap in the 83, where he wants to be. Maybe gambling a little bit. I think he's figuring out it's probably going to be a quick caution flag as we see old Chilmar coming off the track to come down pit lane. Gotten his laps led. There's a Bardelli Jr. now to the race lead. And it looks like Alvarez, again, he is the front car here, but he is on the tail end of the lead lap. Franco Alvarez says, hey, let me go, let me get around this pace car, catch up to the tail end, give me a quick caution flag, I'll be good. Just a big week, a couple weeks coming up here in the state of Indiana. Of course, Indianapolis race will be on Memorial Day weekend, which is next weekend. I think qualifications are this weekend, and they got some chances to get the car dialed in a little bit better after quals. A lot of pomp and circumstance at Indy 500, of course. And I think it's going to be a popular one, too. And some great drivers, good names in it now. And Alvarez is coming around, getting his wave around. All right, I think we're going to go green this time by. Now Bardelli Jr. on the inside, and the 26 of Thiago Gomez and the Napa battery-sponsored Toyota is in the second position. Robillard is in third, Palumbo fourth. Now, Bardelli Jr. has been pretty fast here. Gomez, this will be his first trip up front. So we'll see how this Toyota responds to this. Robillard is in third, and looks like Ed Palumbo running in the fourth position. Again, hopefully they haven't forgotten what the plan was from this last restart, is sort of tuck in and get going a little bit later in the run. We'll see how aggressive they are on this restart. We are starting to get into the waning moments, or the waning laps of this race. Still got a little ways to go, but
Green flag, go, go, go.
Here we go. 25 laps to go. And Bargelli Jr., good jump there for him, but the 26 also gets a good jump on the outside line. It's the first time the 26 has been up front here on the restart, so it'd be kind of curious to see how this works out. Now Gomez is fast. He's still up on the outside. It looks like the 90 car gets by. And there we got a car coming around, I believe. So these guys still spinning. These guys can't figure out how to race under green flag condition. Guess they wanted the highlights, but they wanted the highlights of them being spinning around. So let's see what happened here. As it looked like Givaldo might have gotten up the track, got into the 47. Oh, and those guys hard into the wall. That 47 climbing up the fence. And it looked like maybe. Take a look at the 68 and the 47. Right there, getting into the 47 car. They're racing for the same real estate, it looks like. And maybe a little bit of a... Man, that is climbing the wall. Woo, man. Dana Grover in that as well. See what Dana Grover saw out of the front of his machine. There's contact there ahead of him, and he does a good job of getting around for the most part, but then does slide through the grass. On board here with see some guys getting together there. On board here with Givaldo as the 47 car does come down onto the front of him, and then the 47 up the wall, and the 68 comes across the track and takes out the so the 47 coming down there. And then, man, climbing the track, and Givaldo coming back across the track, getting into the 89 car. It's one of those situations, again, where you talk about on a restart, you punch everybody back up, and then guys want to try to tuck in and get that car in line, but just not enough room to be able to squeeze in there for the 47 car. And unfortunately, a couple other drivers are involved in that. Grover, Spindle involved, and probably some pretty decent-sized damage for those guys as well. And we got a car off the pace here, it looks like. I'm not sure who that is. That might be Dennis Yudichin off the pace. Remember, he's in the grass, it looks like. See what's happened here to him, whether he's had some connection issues or what, but he's off into the grass here. Sure what's going on there. Maybe he was waving at his girlfriend over there. Is she over there? Dennis's girlfriend over there somewhere? She's in that. She's in that Porta-John. I see Yudichin is coming down pit lane, it does look like. I think Dana Grover also, actually Dana Grover staying out as Yudichin is on pit lane, taking some service. A lot of what's happened tonight has been really, the beginning of runs. We haven't had a long green flag run. Just about the time we get there, somebody decides to take a little bit of a risky move. There's some connection issues here tonight, too, it does look like. So we're starting to wind down the laps here. We're looking at about 20 laps to go. If we can get this green flag running, it'll go pretty quickly. But now you start thinking about what you're going to do on pit strategy, because you don't have enough fuel, I think, to make it to the end, even if you do pit. I think you're looking at somewhere around 17 laps or so, 16, 17 laps of with a full tank. And we are looking at 20 to go, so I think if it does go green all the way, you're going to see maybe splash and goes on this situation. I have no confidence, though, that we're going to have a green flag. We're going to have a green flag run here to finish out the race. Mordelli Jr., the leader, Gomez in second, Jesus Iglesias third, Robillard is in fourth, and Palumbo is fifth. IndyCar Series back in action tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow night, man. Going to be a fun race, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say. Going to be a fun race. Excited about what we got going on there. And it'll be Iowa Speedway. 220 laps. Race number 3 of the season. We have a 10-race season, 2 ovals in a row. We got Iowa and Indy headed your way. A bunch of road courses. And tomorrow's going to be the first oval on the docket. Don't want to miss it. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. It looks like the 19 car has elected to take the inside line. That puts Thiago Gomez in the 26 up on the outside line. Gomez shown a lot of speed here. He was really holding serve for the 19 car, but he had that quickie caution flag. Iglesias, he's had some problems here tonight, but he is running in third. Robillard fourth, Palumbo fifth, Jacobs is in sixth. Alvarez, with all these caution flags, has gotten his car back on the lead lap, and he's running in the 7th position. Jacob's going to need a little bit of a gap between he and Alvarez in order to have hopes of winning the championship. He is 5 points back coming into tonight's race to Franco Alvarez. And he had to be feeling pretty bad and then pretty good, and now not so hot. As far as Sean Jacobs' thought process, I think. We wanted to see Alvarez get trapped a couple laps down, but we've had some caution flags that allowed Alvarez to get back on the lead lap. And with the smaller field here tonight, that changes things as well. Bardelli Jr. in the 19 car will lead the field to take the green flag. As the pace car comes off to start lap 62. You guys have really not had a chance to get more than about 5 or 6 laps in under green before they decide they want to drive around at 55 miles an hour again. On board here with Bardelli Jr. A good run coming off the turn as you see that battle for the 2nd position. Jesus Iglesias takes over P2 as Thiago Gomez drops back to the 3rd spot. It's hard to pass here, so guys take a little risks, and you see guys getting in a little bit hard here. I think Iglesias might be on a different tire strategy in this 26 car. As the 90 car goes down to the inside. And they're getting side by side down the front stretch. Side by side with the 90 is the 26. They're still side by side. And Palumbo going to try to sneak in here as well. There we go. Gomez trying to protect a spot. Oh, man, he almost gets into the outside wall. Almost gets into the outside wall. Palumbo watching this. He's just waiting for this 26 car to overdrive things and drive the wheels off that. As Palumbo in the 54 just waiting to strike. See the 26, boy, he got a little bit loose getting into the turn. He's giving Palumbo a little room here coming off the turn. 26 into the outside wall. The 83 going to try to get by. 26 gets into the outside wall on a little bit older stuff, I believe. And Ed Palumbo gets that spot. Worked for that, but he was patient and got by the 26. 19, pretty comfortable position for him at this point. In the lead, Iglesias is in 2nd. Robillard is 3rd. We're battling here for the 3rd position. Three-way battle here as Alvarez has gotten his car back on the lead lap and looking pretty strong. Boosting the throttle, entering the turn. Down to the inside, hugging that inside as he comes out of turn 3 through turn 4, the short chute, and down the front stretch. Good run here for Alvarez as he peek out to the inside. Alvarez, good run here on the 54 car. Maybe he realizes, hey, man, I'm probably not going to go anywhere right now, but he is down to the inside. He's making a run at the 54. Side by side, coming off the turn through the short chute, still side by side. Palumbo racing pretty hard. Laps winding down. Just to hold on to that spot. On board here with Alvarez as he's climbing all over the back of that Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. Got a good run there through the short chute. Oh, he does touch the wall just a little. That Tire Pro sponsor machine. And Palumbo holding on to that spot, but he is a fiery Italian from New York. Alvarez to the inside, giving it a peek. Not able to get through. Driving awful hard here. Is Alvarez? Oh, man, there's more contact. Oh, no.
Yellow.
And a wreck. I had a feeling what's going to happen. And the 54 off the pace. Franco Alvarez off the pace. And right here, we'll take a look as Alvarez gets up the track, loses the back end of that car, gets into the 54, and spins the 54. See, into the turn here. Alvarez dives down to the inside, can't hold it down, gets up into the 54 car. He was definitely, and he spins. Right here, he's below the white line there, and comes up the track, tries to slip that car underneath. I mean, he desperately wanted to get by, and then those guys spin. And Palumbo spins into the wall. So those guys got, Ed wanted to hold on to that spot. Franco wanted to try to get that as quickly as he could. And took a little bit of a gamble there. Got 2 tires below that white line, kind of came up the track and got into the 54 car. 54 car is on pit lane taking service here, so. These guys have had a little bit of a problem keeping this thing under green. Kind of a little bit of an embarrassing show for these guys tonight, I think. Nonetheless, they say you make your own bed, you got to lie in it, right? Lay in it, whatever. Got to live with it. That's the moral of that story. So you take those chances, and we've seen some guys take some chances here tonight, a lot of them early on, that have kind of changed the complexion of this race. Not a real good way to finish a season. These last 2 races have not been indicative or representative of the larger season. It's been a really, really good season with some big, big fields. Got things sort of sorted out and have a little bit of a rough night here. But we had a great caution-free race, I believe, at 5 flags. Might have had just 1 caution there. Dover was a great race. Nazareth Speedway, believe it or not, tough track there. That was a good race. Bristol. So tonight, finishing out the season here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And with that crash there with Alvarez, having to serve a drive-through penalty. That may change things for Sean Jacobs. Sean Jacobs is also on pit lane in the 24. And he got damage early on. Alvarez did as well, not because of anything Alvarez did earlier in the race. He just got caught up in another accident. So it's been a sort of a battle there between Sean Jacobs and Franco Alvarez, not really on the track, but who's got bad luck win. Waldo Spindola is our race leader here in the 68 car. This race has been pretty ugly. You got to take some chances here, and I think guys really are trying to dive it underneath another car. I think the best place to pass, to be honest with you, is trying to pass on the straightaway. I mean, given the fact that these guys are trying to go too wide and dive it in there, stick a nose under another car too wide into the turn is not really a super good idea. I mean, even running around single file, the thing is a little tough to get into the turn. So rather than make a risky move and dive under somebody else, just wait and do the thing cleanly on the straightaway. You see a couple drivers on pit lane. Looks like Ed Palumbo on pit lane, also Givaldo on pit lane. Givaldo taking service there in the 68 car. Bardelli Jr., the leader, Jesus Iglesias is second, Sean Jacobs third, Dana Grover fourth. Gilmar Peixoto is in the fifth position. And the Saturday Night Thunder headed your way tomorrow night, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that will be a fun one, man. Always is in the Saturday Night Thunder. Dennis Schuderchin has the points lead with 2 races to go. Texas and Charlotte. A couple mile-and-a-halfers headed your way in the Saturday Night Thunder, the Cup Series. And they're going to be at Texas Motor Speedway tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take a look at that schedule there as Texas and Charlotte finish out that season. We're looking at 10 laps to go. Thank heavens. A little disappointing, man. I'm excited about the week for the week to end for a number of reasons. One of those is I don't have to work. Another one is that I like to broadcast these races, and when things don't work out the way that I'd like to see them work out, it's a little bit boring. And I'm sure the crowd would like to see some racing versus driving around and waving at the crowd. As it looks like Bardelli Jr. has elected to take the inside line. Jesus Iglesias up on the outside line in the 22. Sean Jacobs is in third. Alvarez is in the 9th position. They both got laps led, so they have points for that. Dana Grover finds himself in the 4th position in the 89 car. So we have seen the outside line work a little bit here on the restarts. And with it being late in the race, you may see guys, hey, I'm really going to push the issue here up on the outside line. And Bardelli Jr. is pretty fast here, so you're going to have a super good start on the outside line to get around this 19 car. Pace car is off. We'll start lap 72. It'd be nice to end this thing under green. Lights are getting low here as well. I don't think we have lights at Indy yet. Bardelli Jr. is able to climb out there to the lead, bunching it up there behind as Gomez and Peixoto get together. Bardelli Jr. the leader. Jesus Iglesias in the 22 is in second. Those guys getting in the grass. On board here with Franco Alvarez. He says, yeah, give me a caution flag. Let me catch back up. He's to the inside, and now he's going to let that 68 car go. Alvarez may be off the pace a little bit. Iago Gomez in the 26, running in the 5th position. Good top 5 run here for him. Gilmar Peixoto running in P6. Now Ed Palumbo sneaking down to the bottom side. Getting around the 3X car. Peixoto up the track here. Oh, into the outside wall. They're coming through the short chute. Peixoto made hard contact with the wall. Alvarez on pit lane. The 19 and the 22 battling it out. Could the 22 sneak around and get a win, steal it away from the 19 car? Claudio Bardelli Jr. doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Jesus Iglesias. Barbecue Iglesias. There'd be barbecue for everybody if he wins tonight. Sean Jacobs in the 24 now has Dana Grover on the inside line. Dana Grover in the Toyota. Giving that sim rig a test. On board here with Sean Jacobs. Coming off the turn. Good run there for Sean. And Palumbo in this mix. In the 54 car as the 90 gets by Tiago Gomez. Yeah, Palumbo getting by Tiago Gomez. This is getting a little crazy. Dana Grover having a good run. Battling the 24 car. Dana Grover shooting for the 3rd position, and he does get it. The 89 Fireball Flash Machine taking over P3. Bardelli Jr. out to a big lead in the 19 car. This guy always seems to find a way to keep that car up front or get the car back up front. This is a mess back here. And Palumbo in this mix in the 5th position. Jacobs is in 4th. Alvarez has had to pit his car. He's in the 11th position. Jacobs does not want to lose a bunch of spots here, as the 90 is going to go by. The 54's gotten by, so he loses a spot there. The 90's on the inside line battling. Side by side here as now the 90 tucks in. Sean Jacobs running in P5. Lap 76, the 19. Claudio Bardelli Jr., the leader. extending that lead as we wind down these laps. This is exactly where he wants to be, up front and out away from the traffic. And we got a yellow flag, and that changes things. Like maybe Givaldo is off the pace. Givaldo on the access road right now. Coming back out on track. Something happened to Givaldo, and we'll take a look here. Getting into the turn, just has to get on the brakes. A little too much speed, gets on the brakes, and the back end of that car comes around. So it looks like I'm not even sure he actually came around, did he? He does come all the way around. Oh, no, he doesn't really. I mean, he was past the threshold, but, man, I don't know if the caution flag even should have come out on that one. Very interesting there. So it looked like Givaldo's retired his machine. Maybe just got tired here because it has been a long race. Very, very long race. So, man, it was kind of crazy because the car didn't really come all the way around. It went to 90 degrees. Or I should say 45 degrees. It was about 45 degrees, and the caution flag came out, but he was able to save it. It was really a heck of a piece of driving, really. And you take a look at this again. Watch this. He holds on to this thing, and really doesn't come around. I mean, the caution threshold on that was a little weak. So Bardelli Jr. is the leader. Iglesias is second, Grover third, Palumbo fourth, Jacobs is in fifth. Lacey's got another shot here, maybe getting around Bardelli Jr. on the restart, and we do have a green-white checker. 2 cars out of the race, but man, these guys have had a challenge tonight. A lot of it seems like it is self-induced. You might have been a victim, but you might have been a perpetrator as well. Well, no victims tomorrow in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. It's Iowa Speedway, 220 laps, race number 3 of the season. Racing will start around 2:30. The broadcast will start about 1:45, 2 o'clock. We'll call it 2 o'clock. You tune in at 2 o'clock. Tune in at 2 o'clock. We'll be in the qualification session. And that's going to be a good one, man. The first oval of 3 ovals in this 10-race season. The first 2 races there at Barber and Indy were fantastic. So let's see how these guys handle the first oval of the season. And it's a short track, 220 laps from Iowa Speedway. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. And the way things are going right now is that Jacobs is just 1 spot ahead of Alvarez. Alvarez is in position to potentially take this championship. With all of the bad luck he's had, Jacobs has not really been able to capitalize and needs to get around a few cars. Needs to get around Ed Palumbo, Dana Grover, I would think, and put himself a little bit of distance between he and Franco Alvarez. I mean, this is going to be a very, very close finish in the championship. Bardelli Jr. not worried about the championship. He wants the race win here at Indy. And Iglesias, this would be a huge win for him. Not to mention Dana Grover. This would be a big one for him as well. Straight from the Trax VR facility. And if anybody's at Trax VR have been standing around watching Dana Grover, hopefully they've had the chance to drink a lot of beer. Or maybe have asked for a seat, or maybe an IV. This has been painful. Need some painkillers. Stick the syringe in the IV line and load him up with morphine. This has been a bad one for him. But he's got the car in the 3rd position, and I'm talking about from a spectator's point of view. But Dana Grover, nonetheless, in the Toyota, is in P3. He's been pretty fast, too. So now these guys have stayed out. They're on a little bit older tires. That puts some of these guys in the back on fresh tires. And we have got a green-white. Is it wrecker? Or checker. If I were a betting man and I was going to take a safe bet, I would say it's going to be a wrecker. Bardelli Jr., I think, is the strongest car, but you're going to have to get a good jump. Lacey's has been pretty good on these starts. Grover could be the benefactor if the 22 and the 19 get into one another. The 54 KG veteran of Ed Palumbo is in position to maybe to take a win. So he's up on the outside line, and again, if you start getting these cars bunched up, you drive right on by. Now keep in mind that Jacobs-Alvarez watch. Only 5 points separate the 2 of those guys coming into tonight's race. And right now, they are running 5th and 6th. Lacey is pinching down on Bardelli just a little bit, just to let him know he's there. Rub a little orange crush off on the side of that machine. Pace car coming off. Here we go. Green-white checker here at Indy. No room to give now. It's all take here in the last 2 laps of this race.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Dr. Green, green-white checker here at Indy. Bardelli Jr. and Jesus Iglesias side by side into turn 1. Bardelli Jr. has a good run. Coming off. Bardelli Jr. gets a good run right there. Iglesias is in second. Palumbo third. Alvarez has gotten around Shaw Jacobs and now is in P4. And Claudio Bardelli Jr. hold on. Dana Grover up the track in the 5th position. Thiago Gomez going to try to get by side there with those guys. Slamming the door is Dana Grover. 1 lap to go. 4 guys conceivably could win this race. Iglesias trying to play a little defense. Oh, Alvarez up the track, gets into the wall. Alvarez in P4 gets into the wall, coming up off the turn. Bardelli Jr., this is exactly what he wants to see. Get racy behind me here, and I want to take this victory. Alvarez now picking up P3. And Palumbo going to the outside, not able to get around. 83 still punching his way through, and there's a big wreck right there. And the 19, Claudio Bardelli Jr. is going to take the win here as they're wrecking. Shawn Jacobs gets turned. Shawn Jacobs gets turned. Now we got to wonder here what's going to happen with Alvarez and Jacobs. And Alvarez is going to cross the line as Jacobs gets turned. My gosh, what happened there? As Bardelli Jr. gets the win. And something happened. Let's take a look here. Look at this. This was a mess. Right here, it looks like there was contact with the 54 and the 83. Or no, it looked like maybe the 22. And then he gets into the wall. And then Shawn Jacobs, you think, oh, he's in good position, but then there's contact there with Dennis Udichin, and Jacobs comes around. Jacobs onto pit lane, spins onto pit lane right there. Back into his car's tore up, and Alvarez gets by. So there's Alvarez. Watch this. He has trouble. He gets turned. Gets the car right, sitting in the right direction. He's thinking, oh, this thing is over. But ahead of him, there's a wreck. Shawn Jacobs gets slammed into the wall. The hood comes across the track, and Alvarez passes him back. My heavens, man. What a dramatic finish to the race. Bardelli Jr. gets the win. And congratulations to him. And what a nightmare of a race. Glad we don't have to relive this mess. That was UGLY. So we'll take a look here. Well, we put up the wrong, sorry, there's been a lot going on. A lot going on here, man. Apologize for that. It's been a rough night all around. Usually a little bit more professional on my broadcasts. So there we go. Claudio Bardelli Jr. gets the win here in the 19 car. He said, hey, I got to go to bed, man. It's too late. I got to work tomorrow. Or it's already tomorrow there. So congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. on getting the win. Let's take a look at the results. Claudio Bardelli Jr. gets the win. Jesus Iglesias second. Ed Palumbo third. Dana Grover fourth. Thiago Gomez finishes in the 5th position. Todd Robillard 6th. Dennis Uderchin finishes in the 7th position. Finishing in 8th is Gilmar Peixoto. Franco Alvarez 9th. And Sean Jacobs finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in P11 is Givaldo Spindola. And Dan Chesmore finishes in 12th. Congratulations to Franco Alvarez on getting the championship, and we'll see if we can't get him up in the booth for a little bit of a broadcast interview. All right, Franco Alvarez joining us up here in the broadcast booth, and that was a very dramatic race. I mean, you had it won, you had it lost, you had it won, you had it lost, and then finally found your way up to the front here. And what a dramatic pass at the end. Not that you needed to really pass Sean Jacobs, but he crashed. After you crashed, what was going through your mind? All right, Franco Alvarez. Now it looks like we got things working here. Man, I'll tell you what, that was a wild finish, or a wild race for you. You had it won, you had it lost, you had it won, you had it lost, and then got around Sean Jacobs again at the end. Not that you needed to pass him, just stay behind him to get the championship, but what was going through your mind through that whole sequence, that whole race?
Oh, what a race, Heath. Good night to you, good night to everybody watching the race. Oh, what an eventful race, man. I want to thank my team. My tire pro Chevy Camaro was really fast, really good. The whole season was a roller coaster. Not a lot of consistency for me. That's something I need to work on it for the next season. From the race today, no, it was a pretty bad one. I was going for the lead at one point at the beginning of the race. I got hooked on a straight line. That's impressive in my opinion. And then I needed to recover from 2 laps down. I took 2 or 3 waves around to do that. Then when I came to the lead lap again, I got involved in an accident, which I think it was my fault, so I needed to recover again. And on the last restart, somebody just hooked me on the wall again, so just a pretty bad race overall. I got put into the wall like 3 or 4 times. I think people need to be more patient, you know. There is an 80 lap race, at least 1 hour of racing, and we have cautions in lap 7, 13, 15, like for no reason. Like you have 1 hour, you have 3 or 4 pit stops. That doesn't make sense to me, but hey, it is what it is. I got season, another championship on the books. That's my number 4 here on HORL, so I am pretty happy for it.
You know, it looks like this track, you know, it's not really super hard to drive, but I think you got to take some chances. Or guys feel like they need to take some chances early in the run to try to gain a position because it is hard to pass here. But man, I mean, one thing led to another. It's just like, you know, you and Sean, I thought, you know, Sean's going to have a lot of things go right for him to win the championship, only being 5 points coming into 5 points down coming into tonight. And then when you had your trouble, I said, well, there's a good chance for Sean to be able to pick up a championship, and then you battle back, get around, and you know, just kind of see the whole race. it was ebbing and flowing on where you were, where Sean was. That was a pretty exciting part of the race. And the season championship and finding out where you guys were at the moment.
It was not exciting.
The cautions were your friend in some respect, but they were also your enemy in another respect.
No, I think the cautions were pretty bad for me the whole night, because cautions breed cautions, right? So the first cautions at the beginning of the race made me start on the middle of the pack. That when I got hooked, so the first cautions was ruining my race. I had a couple of strategies on fuel, but I needed green flag condition, and they never came. So my whole strategy was destroyed. So the first caution just ruined my strategy, and the second and third just put me on the middle of the pack, and disaster came. But I hope next season brings more patience to people. I don't think this is the way to race. It was pretty hard to pass, that's right, but the track was not difficult to drive at all. Like, it was a pretty easy one. The setup was fantastic. The car handled really, really good. So people just need to be more patient and more cautious.
Well, hey, good job to you. Another championship for Franco Alvarez and the Tire Pros crew. Good to see that, and good luck to you the next championship run. And thanks for racing the High Octane Racing League.
Thanks to you for all the work you do. So a great season in my opinion, really fun, good races. I hope the next one is even better. I see you guys tomorrow for the Indy race at Iowa. And take an eye on Dana Grover the next races. I think you're going to see a new car for him.
All right. Well, you heard it first right here. Good job, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
and congrats.
Heath. By the way, Claudio said to me to say thank you for your work, and thanks for everybody for the race today.
All right. Thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
That's Franco Alvarez joining us up here in the booth, relaying some Claudio Bardelli Jr. T. Thank you, Claudio. I appreciate that. And congratulations to Franco. We'll be announcing a new schedule here pretty soon for the Buschwackers series. We just hit right back at it next week for a new schedule, and we'll announce that very, very soon. Thanks for joining me here on the YouTube channel, TurnLeftTV. I appreciate you being here today. Although, man, it has taken a lot long. I got work to do, man. I got to set up for an IndyCar race. Do these guys know what they're doing to me right now?
It is still there.
I don't think so. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Perfect for rFactor 2. You want an rFactor 2 server to manage your league. There are WordPress hosting, online store hosting, VPS hosting, and shared web hosting also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. Again, thanks for joining me here on the YouTube channel. This has been an interesting race, that's for sure. And I appreciate you joining us. Congratulations to Franco Alvarez. Don't forget to join me here tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series from Iowa Speedway. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. That's going to do it for us tonight on TurnLeftTV. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. I am out of here.